Have you ever looked in the mirror and told yourself, I'm confident, I'm successful, I love myself? And then almost immediately after, another voice in your head says, no, you're not. Or maybe you're the type that writes affirmations on sticky notes. You've repeated them every morning. You've listened to the podcast, you've read the books. You're a self-help junkie, but you still find yourself snapping back into the same patterns, into the same negative thinking, same insecurities, same fears, same results. And that's because there's a disconnect between what you say and what you believe. And that's because if you don't actually believe the thoughts, the affirmations, your brain isn't just ignoring you, it's rejecting it. And this is where so many people get stuck. They know that thought work is important. They know their mindset matters, but they're trying to build a new life, a new identity using thoughts that they don't actually believe. And today, I'm going to teach you why. Over the last 6 years, I've helped hundreds of people through self-sabotage, procrastination, perfectionism, and all of the other ways that people keep themselves stuck. And the people who create lasting change are not the ones who speak positive thoughts. They're the people who've learned the skill and used the tool to create believable thoughts. So in this episode, I'm going to teach you why positive thinking often fails, what's actually happening in your brain when you try to force a new belief, and a simple tool that will help you create real identity level change. So make sure you stick around until the end. Here's the mechanism you need to understand. Your thoughts create your emotions. Your emotions drive your actions and behaviors. And those actions and behaviors, they give you your results. Most people can understand that part. What they don't understand is that your brain is not designed to make you happy. Your brain is designed to keep you safe. It's constantly scanning for what's familiar, what's predictable, what's known. And when something feels familiar, your brain interprets that experience as safe, even when that something is creating results that you don't want. This is why somebody can desperately want to lose weight, go to the gym, but they keep sabotaging themselves. It's why somebody who desperately wants to be confident, but still plays small. It's why a man can desperately want a healthier relationship, but still tolerate things in his relationship that aren't healthy. Because the familiar version of you feels safer than the unfamiliar version of you. And what psychologists call this is they call it dissonance. Cognitive dissonance occurs when you have two competing beliefs that both feel true. So you have the old identity, this is how I am, but I don't really like it. And then this new identity that you would like to step into, that you are stepping into. Your brain doesn't know which version of you is the one to believe. So it will always default to the old pattern, the old familiar, safe version of you. And so because we're not conscious of that dissonance, we interpret that discomfort as something's gotta be wrong here. I'm losing the weight. I'm feeling good eating less food. I love the results that I've created for myself, but I also have this identity, this belief that I can't keep my weight off for good. And so what many people do to try to solve that tension is they will start thinking positive thought. They try to jump from I'm a failure to I'm amazing, from I'm unlovable to everybody loves me, or I hate my body, I'll never lose weight, to I love my body. And the brain rejects it because it doesn't feel believable. And if you don't believe the thought, it will not create the emotion required to change. Because without those emotions, you don't take the action. And if you don't take the consistent action from those emotions, you don't get the result. So real change is not about lying to yourself. It's about building belief. And that's where the thought ladder comes in. Hey, quick interruption to the episode. I created something for you. It's a guide called The Identity Gap and a short mini training called The Disciplined Mind. I take you through a guided exercise in this training that will help you close the gap from where you are and how you're showing up today to how you would like to show up in the future. This is going to help you understand your patterns better, but more importantly, it's going to help you start changing them in real time. You can grab it in the description or the show notes. All right. Back to the episode. So let me show you exactly how to do this. Grab a piece of paper, and at the top of the paper, I want you to write down the belief that you want to have. Maybe it's I'm confident, I'm worthy, I trust myself. Now ask yourself, do I believe this when I say it out loud or when I think it in my head? Do I believe it to be true? And how you will know is you will feel something inside of you. You will feel an emotion. And so be honest. If the answer is no, that's okay. Now go to the bottom of the page and write down the belief that you currently have. Maybe it's, I'm not good enough. I am a failure. I'm not smart enough. I can't trust myself. Good. Now your job is to build a ladder between the two thoughts. You don't need just one rung, you might need 5 rungs. So for example, at the bottom, it might be, I'm not good enough. The next rung might be, sometimes I get things right. The next rung on the ladder might be, I've figured out hard things before. If that feels believable and true, keep it there. The next rung might be, it's possible that one day I will believe I'm good enough. The next rung might be, I am feeling more confident. The goal here is that every rung should feel believable. And if your brain argues with the thought, then that rung is too high up. Just go back down. And remember, the goal isn't positive thinking, it's believable thinking. Okay, this is how you create new thoughts and new beliefs. Now let's use a weight loss example. Your current thought and belief might be, I'll never lose weight. Now, if you've believed that thought for the past 10 years, you're not going to wake up tomorrow believing, I'm going to lose my weight for good. It's possible, but unlikely. So the first thought, and this is the thought that all of my clients seem to work for them, is I found something that feels very sustainable and doable to help me lose my weight, right? That thought creates a very positive and hopeful and believable emotion inside of their body. Then they might move up to, it's possible for me that I might lose my weight for good. The next one after that might be, I can see evidence how I can do this for the rest of my life. And usually after that one, it's, I'm on my way to losing my weight for good, okay? And when you have that belief, that's an identity belief. It's very powerful. So the initial goal is to move from hopelessness into possibility, because that possibility emotion for you, whatever that emotion is, it creates forward moving momentum. It creates forward moving actions. Another example would be, I'm unlovable. If you have a belief that I'm unlovable and that's at the bottom rung, we have to move our way up. There is people in my life, or there has been people in my life who have cared for me. That's true. That's factual. It's believable. Use it. And then the next one might be, I'm capable of having meaningful relationship. Then move up to, I'm worthy of connection. And my personal favorite, God created me, therefore I am lovable. And then eventually, I am lovable. Okay, so do you see the difference? You're not forcing belief, you're building it one thought at a time. And so this is the reason why so many people feel stuck with affirmations, is they reach for the top rung of the ladder on day one. They never build the ladder at all. I remember working with my very first life coach. This was before I became a life coach myself. And one of the exercises I did was I presented her with a list of the top 10 most negative beliefs that I have about myself, but that feel very true. And then I would rate each belief on a scale from 1 to 10 with how believable it felt for me. And I would encourage you to do this exercise too, because it's very powerful. And I can still remember looking at that page because every single one of those beliefs felt very true. I'm pretty sure each one was probably a 10 out of 10. And one of the beliefs on that list was, I'm not smart enough. And for years, I did not realize that that was a belief. I believed that that belief was a fact. I thought it was just who I was. I had tons of evidence to back it up. And my reticular activating system, that built-in part of my brain, was always trying to reflect back to me experiences that would prove it true. And because I believed it, it shaped everything. It shaped how I showed up in conversations, the job opportunities I would apply for. It shaped how I trusted myself. And perhaps the most dangerous part was that I wasn't even aware of how much this thought was running my life, because that's what beliefs do. They're invisible. You stop questioning them. You stop examining them, and you just start living from them. That's why I always say that beliefs are like an operating system. If you're running an operating system that was installed 20 years ago, you're going to have compatibility issues when you are trying to build a life that's different today. So Here's what I want you to take away from this episode. You do not rise to the level of your goals. You rise to the level of your beliefs. Your beliefs are shaping your emotions. Your emotions are driving your action. And your actions are creating your results, whether you're aware of it or not. The good news is that your beliefs are not facts. A belief is simply a thought that you have thought long enough or enough times that you started to believe that it was true. And if it can be learned, it can be unlearned. That sheet I still have that I worked on with my life coach, and it is amazing. It is astonishing to me that I rated each one of those beliefs a 10 out of 10 because today, years later, none of those beliefs feel true. Sometimes I still operate from some of those old beliefs. The I'm not smart enough one kind of comes up every so often, but because I've disciplined my mind, it no longer has the lasting effect to create unwanted results in my life. I'm very quick to recognize when that belief has been running the show and dictating my emotions or my unwanted actions. So the moment that you identify one of your negative beliefs, you can stop being the effect of it. You stop being a victim to it. And you get to be the person who decides whether or not that belief comes with you into the next chapter of your life. Because the version of you who creates the life that you want, they think differently, feel differently, act differently. And it all starts with your beliefs. All right, my friend, that about sums it up. If this work resonated with you, you're gonna love my Disciplined Mind Accelerator, where we're gonna work together for 10 weeks. We're not only gonna change your beliefs about yourself, but you're gonna step into the new identity that you need, that is required in order for you to live out your fullest potential, the life that you desperately want to be living. And if you want to keep going with this work today, right now, you should definitely check out these next 2 videos. And don't forget, I love hearing your comments. So tell me, what is one belief you'd like to stop carrying? And what is one belief that you're going to start working towards using the tool I just gave you, the thought ladder? Don't forget to hit subscribe. And if you found this episode helpful, why not share it with somebody who you know needs to hear it? I will see you next week, my friend. Bye-bye.